It sounds foolish, but I can't describe how amazing it is.
Very good. So tell us a little bit about your background and why you're here specifically.
How much time do we have? Writer, producer, I've worked in network TV, I've done fine art, and all these different areas, there's convergence here. It's amazing, but I am here specifically to focus on AR, and we're trying to do something like the Pixar of AR, meaning original characters in AR, but I also do VR, and there's a VR film festival here. I am also a writer. I do so many things, and it's just... The nicest thing about this all is that they say Austin is weird, and I'm weird, and I feel very much at home here.
It sounds to me like South by is your sort of natural habitat.
It is. My first time here, but I'm certain I'll be back.
That's wonderful. Stephen, thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you.
Hola otra vez. ¿Qué está pasando?
Buen día, Emilio. ¿Qué puedo hacer por usted?
¿Qué está pasando? Mis puntos están bien.
No se preocupe, sus puntos están seguros conmigo. ¿Le puedo ayudar en algo más, Emilio?
Yo no soy Emilio, yo soy Juliana Restrepo.
Por favor, espere.
Imagine a car that can connect you seamlessly to the real and virtual world. Invisible to Visible, or I2V, is a concept Nissan has developed from research into how user interface and user experience of cars will evolve as autonomous driving and connectivity continue to advance.
Welcome to Invisible to Visible Driving Experience. I am your navigator for today.
In cars of the future, Invisible to Visible bridges our physical reality with a digital world called the Metaverse.
Simply put, the metaverse is the virtual universe. Sensor data, cloud data, and artificial intelligence live in the digital world, and their communication language is binary. However, humans cannot understand what's being communicated just by looking at the binary data. Invisible to visible technology is the interface that merges the digital world and the real world to a new level of connectivity that connects cars to the metaverse. Omnisensing data is the combination of local data regarding the car's physical surroundings collected by onboard sensors and global data on transport infrastructure that's shared in the cloud.
Nissan's research showed there were two main elements that needed to be visualized.
The first is what the car's artificial intelligence sees. This is the visual representation of digital data that the car receives from its sensors, which is otherwise unseen by the human eye. The second is the metaverse, a virtual world that's invisible in the physical world, where the car is and where we are. Cars will be autonomous, giving drivers more time for human interaction. Your driving companion can be anyone, even if they cannot physically be with you in the car, because they can appear as avatar from the metaverse.
This fog is getting pretty bad. Let's change the weather. Let's switch to manual driving mode.
You can even call up a 3D human-like avatar pro driver to give you personalized driving instructions.
The cars of the future will create totally new interactive experiences. The metaverse will connect us to a world without limits together.
The ultimate connected car experience. Invisible to visible.
Okay, Hypereality by Keiichi, it's a great film, and I mean that as a film. It's not spatial cinema because that was created entirely in post-production. You walk in that grocery store and you do not see those things if you walk in there now or even in the future. I think in that case that's unfiltered augmented reality. If that situation actually occurred, that would be a total bombardment. I think augmented reality could look like that, but I think we're going to have filters, meaning you go into a store and you don't want to watch, you don't want to know about sports or entertainment, you just want to buy vegetables, or you want specific information. So you would determine by some sort of filtering what you see or what you don't see. Now, if you've got a child with you, maybe you want to have some sort of augmented reality entertainment for children happening in the store. So Hyperreality, I really enjoy it, but it's completely fictitious. As far as the cars or cameras, what the principles or the concerns for automobiles are almost the same as they are for cameras. Of course, a car must be very precise. It must know weather, it must know the lighting, it must know the other objects in the vicinity. These are all the same sort of concerns that we have as spatial filmmakers. You have to rely on the cloud, you have to rely on the changing objects around you, and you have to be aware of them, and you have to navigate your way through them. Camera movements and car movements are not that different on a certain level. Obviously, cars go a greater distance, and it's a life-threatening situation, but you want to be able to be in control and program a car, and same thing with the camera. You want to be able to be in control and program a camera, as well as digital objects. So that's why I showed the clip about the cars, because it also shows the clouds, and it's pretty cool. So there you go. Okay, 6 degrees of freedom. What does it mean? Well, for the computer and for the filmmaker to understand what's what, we need to have coordinates, because we're talking about things that don't exist. Digital objects don't exist in the real world. That's why we call it augmented reality. So let's pretend that this is a digital object. Now, I want to tell the computer or the programmer that I want a phone to appear here. I have to give coordinates, 3 coordinates based on geometry of where this phone is in this room. Now, that's very good. Now we have a phone here. But as we know, the phone can move this way, it can move this way, and it can move this way. It can move all kinds of ways. So we really need geometry to analyze and position where this is, and to make things move, to make information appear, to make videos appear, to do anything in augmented reality. When we use it with GeoPose, we need to know the 6 degrees of freedom, where actually this object is. When I say object, it could be a digital object or a real object.